Hello and welcome to the Watch Kaki channel, where we bring you all the good and honest watch reviews. If this is the first time you're here to my YouTube channel, please click the subscribe button. Come back here more often. I've got videos uploaded every week only for you. In today's video, we are going to review the new diver watch that I just bought a few weeks back from St. Martin, and this is the St. Martin Blue Tuna Homage. This is a slightly different version from the one that I reviewed a few months ago. That one was a green dial version with different handsets and dial layout, and this one is the sunray blue version. We'll start with the specs first. This one has the same dimensions as the previous one that I've reviewed. The case diameter is 47 millimeters. Case thickness, including the top of the dome sapphire crystal, is 15.6 millimeters. The watch has a pretty standard Seiko kind of lug width of 22 millimeters. But it's got a really short lug to lug length. It's only about 44.5 millimeters. You will see how easy it is to wear this watch later on in the video. The bezel actually has a diameter of about 40.7 millimeters, the bezel, and the dial size is only about 31 millimeters. And lastly, it's got a crown that is about 7 millimeters in diameter, and it protrudes out quite a bit. I think there's a bit of clearance even when the crown is screwed in. Alright, protrudes out quite a bit, but no issue is at 4 o'clock. It is not going to dig into your wrist that much. So we've come to the weighing scale. The Blue Tuna weighs about just under 142 grams when mounted on its stock rubber strap. And with the watch mounted on its stock full solid bracelet, it weighs 186.7 grams. I would say it's surprising that bracelet is actually not too heavy. So if you like to wear it on bracelet, I would say there's no problems. Powering the Blue Tuna Homage is the venerable Seiko Instruments NH35 movement. This is what we call a 4R35 if I'm not wrong, and this movement is like the workhorse movement for many micro brand watches. It is automatic, it hacks and hand winds, so it is really a popular movement. It is also very affordable. At the time of filming this video, the St. Martin Blue Tuna Homage retails at US dollars 249. I think every now and then St. Martin has a coupon for discount, so look out for such coupons. I think you get a 10% or $10 discount off the retail price of 249 US dollars. So for this review, I'm just going to tease you just a little bit. I'm going to talk about that beautiful sunray blue dial in a while later in this video. Let's start by talking about the case and the casework of this watch. Now, as mentioned earlier, this Tuna here has got a massive case. It's got a 47 millimeters case size, and everything here is built with stainless steel. It is fully brushed. The shroud here, the metallic shroud here, you see is brushed. The bezel is brushed as well, but the grooves or the cuts you see, they are polished. So the bezel is actually a mix. You will see brush sides, and the grooves, the cut grooves, they are polished. And the case back of this watch is done in a fully polished finish. It's got that 3D stamped engraving of the shark motif, the shark logo. I think this is uniform with all St. Martin watches, done in a polished finish. I apologize for the fingerprints here and there. So it's got the specs engraved here: divers, 300 meters, stainless steel, NH35 movement, and says that it's got a sapphire crystal. Along with the polished case back and lugs, you also have a fully polished crown. Again, this one is embossed or engraved with the shark logo. And in my previous review in late last year, I mentioned that the glass insert is actually made of sapphire. I think I was wrong. The glass insert here is actually mineral glass, but I just hope that I won't scratch it too much in the long run. Right, the entire bezel is actually finished in brush finish, and I really love the alternate effects you get. You get the brush finish, and the cutouts here, the grooves here, they are left fully polished. A really nice look to it. See, as I turn the watch here, you see how it plays with the light, and it's very reflective. I kind of like this effect here. So now we talk about that blue, that gorgeous blue sunray dial, and I really think this is one of the most interesting, most beautiful blue dials I've seen. It plays with the light so beautifully. So here, even under the studio lights, you can see how beautiful the dial is. It just plays with light so well. In some angles, it looks like it is dark blue or really close to black already, nearer to the 9 o'clock marker, but at some other parts where it catches the light, it just turns into a bright, silky sunray blue. It's just wow, I'm really blown away by the dial. Well, in terms of dial design, dial layout, this one actually follows more of the Marine Master 300 layout. It's got circles and blocks for 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and double block for 12 o'clock. So actually the handset and the markers, they actually follow the MM300 layout. So I would say this is a mix and match. The dial layout follows the Marine Master 300, but the case design and all that, the shape, the size, follows more traditional Tuna. So another change from the more traditional Tuna kind of layout is that the St. Martin Homage has got fully applied markers, hour markers, so 12 o'clock, everything apart from the date cutout, they are all applied. And these applied markers, they are bordered with a silver border, really nice, gives the dial a really 3D effect. And just like the highlight of this watch, the Sunray Blue dial, these applied indices, the applied markers, they also play with light very well, namely the silver borders. They reflect light pretty well, and I tell you, this entire dial is just a joy to watch. So the blue color theme just flows throughout the watch, from the dial to the chapter ring, and it goes all the way until the glass insert. And we've also got a date cutout at the 3 o'clock position, so there's no 3 o'clock marker on this watch. It may affect the lume shot later on. You will see one patch of emptiness, but I really like the black date disc. I really dislike white date disc because I feel that it sort of disrupts the harmony of the dial, but I'm glad that St. Martin is using the black date wheel for this model. Now let's switch off the lights and see how bright the lume is on the St. Martin Blue Tuna. Wow, take a look at this lume. It's like nuclear powered. Take a look. All the markers, indices, they are lume along with the hour and minute hand. This is just amazing. Let's take a look at the watch in a natural light. Here you can see the dial is just as beautiful, playing with the light as usual as I turn my wrist. I'm telling you, I really like this purchase I've made. So to sum up my thoughts on the Blue Tuna, the Blue Tuna Homage, I would say this watch, for the money that you're paying, is phenomenal. It's really very well built, feels solid. The case is very well built, brushing is all nicely done. It's got a really nice bezel with mixed finish. It's got brush and polish finishes and those really nicely applied markers. And none of it is out of position or misaligned. Everything just plays together, put together really nice. And I'm sure you can do a lot worse for the money you're paying, US dollars 249. Many watches out there, they can't match the build and the quality that you're getting. There are no issues with things like alignment, and even the printing on the dial, they are very nicely done, very crisp. Not much bleeding even under a zoom lens. So I really think the build for this watch is just amazing. And then you also get really good bezel action from this watch. Really tight and solid 60 click movement on the bezel. Each click is just crisp, and there really isn't very much back play, or I would say there's no back play at all. So I ordered my watch on both the bracelet and the rubber strap, and I have come to the conclusion that the rubber strap is going to stay on this watch forever because it is one of the best, most comfortable that I have tried at this price range. I think it is not cheap. It's about $45 or $40 US dollars, but I tell you, the quality is really good. It is soft, it is very flexible, and just take a look at how the holes are slanted. Can you see here? You can see that the holes are actually punched, but they are slanted. So thereby it really gives you the impression that the manufacturer has done a really good job. And even here you don't see very much mold lines or parts that are sticking out as on cheaper leather straps. So this is a really great strap, very comfortable, and the hardware here is all very well done. all brush, feels really solid. Even here it's got the St. Martin logo embossed inside. I'm going to show you the bracelet now. It is a full solid link bracelet, solid end links, solid clasp, and it's not a mil clasp. Of course, it's not the most well-made bracelet, still rather squeaky, but you get 6 micro adjustment holes here. Everything is put together very well. Alright, sorry, these are just protective stickers, and I think I'm not going to remove them because it's unlikely that I'm going to put on the bracelet right after this review. It's going to stay, the watch is going to stay on the rubber strap. So here's a wrist shot of the watch on my 6.8-inch wrist. That's about 17 centimeters for you. On the St. Martin rubber strap, it is just a joy to wear. So comfortable, and I don't have to wear it so tight, but because of the way the strap is built, it's so comfortable. It will not slide or flop about. Just a fantastic strap, fantastic watch, very comfortable to wear. Again, really short lug, so there are no lug gaps to speak of, and the case back doesn't protrude so much, thereby it sits pretty low. The watch sits pretty low. So I'm going to do a final wrist roll to show you how well this watch wears. It's just wonderful. And here's the wrist shot of the watch when mounted on its stock bracelet. The bracelet is also comfortable. It tapers from 22 millimeters to 20 millimeters nearer to the clasp, but I think the stock rubber strap is my choice if I were to wear this watch. It's just unbeatable. But if you're a fan of bracelets, I think there's really no problems in going with the bracelet also. So for today's size comparison, we are going to put the Bluefin Tuna Homage against a more familiar diver watch, and today we have the Black Bay, the Tudor Black Bay 41mm. This is the newer version with in-house movement, so it's going to be a bit thicker, thereby I think it will be a good comparison. So both watches, they have very different design cues, and in terms of dimensions, they're pretty different. The Tuna Homage is 47mm K size, and the Tudor has 41mm K size. But if you look at both watches just straight ahead, just straight up, you'll see that they're not much different. They look about the same because bezel size is about 41, and dial size is about 31 or 32. But the main difference would be the lug design. The Tudor here has got a lug length of 50 millimeters, I think, and the Tuna on my left has virtually no lug. So comparing the case sides, you will see that again the design is very different. This one here has got a shroud. It's like built like a tank. This one on my left, the Tuna Homage, built like a tank. It's got a shroud, and just a little bit of the crystal is dome crystal is protruding. On my right hand here, the Tudor has a different design. It's got a slab side, case side, and I think the dome sapphire crystal is pretty obvious, and I think a lot of the crystal is exposed. So all in all, I would say this is a great watch for the money, US dollars 249 retail. This is actually the watch that many Seiko fans wish that Seiko would have made. I mean, come on, for this price you can't find a Tuna with mechanical movement. You can't find a Tuna with sapphire crystal with applied markers. I think at this price point you are just getting a Tuna with quartz or solar quartz, and that comparison is going to come in the next few weeks because I have also ordered a solar Tuna, and in the next few weeks I'm going to do a shootout or comparison between these two. So my experience with this St. Martin Homage is just wonderful. Everything, the moment you unbox the watch, everything just makes you feel very happy and makes you feel that you have made the right decision. Starting from the strap, the hardware, this is, I would say, is even better than Seiko quality. And the case, full stainless steel brush finish, glass insert, fully lume bezel, sapphire crystal, really nice sunray dial, and applied markers. These things you don't find any Seikos at this kind of price point. Now the only thing that may bother many fans would be the lack of originality, because this is after all homage. Much of the design elements have been taken, they were taken from Seiko watches. And of course there's this thing about the water resistance, because this is not an ISO certified diver. Alright, although it claims to be 300 meters water resistance, I've spoken to Glenn at St. Martin, and he assures me that these watches, they are pressure tested, but the bit of difference between the St. Martin Homage and a Seiko watch is that Seiko watches, they are ISO certified, so they are true blue divers, and this one here, it claims to be 300 meters professional diver. I'm not too sure how well tested it is in the true diving environment. So there you have it, the St. Martin Blue Tuna Homage. I'm going to call this watch the Bluefin Tuna. It is a really great watch. For the money you're getting the kind of Seiko that you've always wanted. But of course, it's not a Seiko. It's got really good build, really nice case, wonderful watch, just a joy to wear. I'm going to like this. It's going to stay in my collection. So if you like this watch, if you like this video, if you like George, please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next week for more watch reviews. This is the Watch Kaki. Bye bye. So there you have it, the Seiko. No, this is not a Seiko. And this one comes in a sunburst. What's going on here? So here you can see the sunburst, sun ray, sun. So George says he likes the green one. Hey George, I'm sorry I bought the blue one.